to the Masculine Revolution, hosted by Jeremy Brown and myself, Murphy G. Today we got special guest with us, Drew Duncan, one of my oldest friends, man. Appreciate you coming on, making this happen with us this early morning.
What a time to be alive.
Straight up.
It's an honor to be here. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Excited to get things kicked off. Swear I intro?
Yo, we also got the great Alan Black in here with us for sure.
Whoop,
So excited to have you on, man. Jeremy, you want to bring us into it?
Yeah, man. Drew, give us some history on you don't have to go into like every detail, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I've really kind of tied my identity into my calling or my work. I am a heavy truck salesman. I see myself as a master of the craft. Not perfect, far from it, but striving for progress in each and every way. Dealing with people, dealing with the industry. It's I've been selling trucks for about 12 years, and I've really had to work on a lot of things with myself, spiritually, mentally, mindset stuff, just to get through different obstacles and get to where I am today. That's it in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's what's up. What has sales taught you about people?
Everyone's different. All shapes, sizes, colors, man. And just the diversity of people, it's incredible. I think that's a really good question. Everyone has their own thing going on, and you can never know up front before you start talking to them a little bit,
Mm-hmm. Do you typically try to develop relationships with your clients?
Off the get-go.
Yeah.
It's not only a strategy, but it's good conversation. As a salesman, what I want to do to get the sell is kind of qualify the customer or the buyer as quickly as possible. And a lot of people, a lot of sales guys just get into becoming kind of order takers, and that I don't do that. Every conversation I start with, I really try to start the conversation with high energy, take control of the energy of the conversation, and not talk to them like this is completely transactional. I get in there, I'll take a call, and off the get-go, I want to know how you doing, man. How are things going? What's your situation like? How long you been trucking? What do you think about it? Are you excited about it? What are your end goals? And this is all stuff I need to know who I'm dealing with anyway. But at the same time, we're building that rapport. I think these guys love to get asked a little more about them, and instead of going straight to trying to shove a truck down their throat.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So
yeah. What do you think? How have you overcome the cliche or expectations of being a salesman? As far as some people step into the conversation, I'm sure hey, don't fill me full of crap. Just shoot it straight. How do you navigate that?
Man, well, to be honest, I do. I just go straight in. I'm not scared to deliver the bad news. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm gonna tell you, like, you gotta think. So, I've been doing this for 12 years. So there's 12 years, more than 1,000 trucks I've sold at this point, and there's not a deal that I haven't seen before or dealt with before. I'm probably going to see something crazy next week and be like, "Hey guys, you will not believe this." But after so many of these deals, you learn how to
navigate the obstacles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Navigate well, and there's only so many different factors that can be different in each of the deals. I'm sorry. Back to the question. What is that question?
How have you overcome, like, how people view, like, salesmen, or some people view salesmen?
That's right. Well, and I went back to straight shooting, telling you I'm a straight shooter, and here I am going off the beaten path. But there's no fluff, man. I'm gonna. Usually when I get off the phone, they learn something. There's just so much knowledge. I've learned so much, and through the experience of going through these deals, when I talk to them, I'm structuring what we're gonna do and what the plan's gonna look like if we continue to work together. So it's like, okay, let me follow you. I mean, and they know that, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. I'm gonna give him a shot, and I come out and tell them, as far as my goal is to provide you with such a good experience, especially for these first time buyers. They're looking for guidance. They've probably been company drivers for a while, but never actually owned their own truck. That's the next step to becoming your own boss and owner operator. And they're looking for a truck, but they're looking for a little guidance. And you give them that instead of just trying to sell them a truck, and you're going to win a customer. 9 out of 10 times you're going to win a loyal buyer that probably, a lot of times, these guys, that first truck can become the second, third, fourth. If they have big dreams, ambitions to actually grow something, you can be that piece and that partner to help them do that. So one of the things that I tell them, like, look, I want to make this experience so good for you that you have no choice but to tell other people about me. Like, it would feel like a crime if you didn't tell, your other trucker friends about how good of an experience you had. You succeed, I succeed, we succeed. So mm-hmm. that's kind of how I paint it, and they know that there's no sleazy salesman on the other end of this phone. This guy really cares about my well-being and my future. So yeah. That's kind of how I handle that.
That's good. Yeah. What lessons do you think have transferred from your professional life to, like, personal, where you can directly see, like, I've learned this with dealing with people, and I can apply it to my personal life with all the other aspects of life?
Man, that's a good question. I think I would probably have to say, and maybe not. No, it's probably on the dealing with people side of it too, but just in general, my work is my baby. Like that, it is something that I've really put a lot of time and effort into improving, evolving, and put the sweat equity. I think it boils down to anything that you want to achieve and really make better in your life, any area of it. It's going to be the same concept, same process. Focus more attention on it, put more time into it, and actually, make the moves to improve it's going to happen. It doesn't matter if it's the truck sales that I'm talking about, or my walk with God, or which they go hand in hand. That walk with God's a little more important, because He helps you out with everything else. If you're walking with Him, put the trust in Him, He will show up in your work too, and that's a whole nother story. But yeah, that's what I would say. It's just the process of trying to improve and make things better. It's all the same in different mediums, Mm-hmm. So if you're doing it for work, you take that same mode of improvement to any other area of your life, and you're going to see the results you're looking for.
Yeah. Would you say consistency would be a good way to describe that?
I would say consistency is a big one. I think persistence is another one. Mm-hmm. And then not only that, it's just always like we find ourselves stagnant, right? And not moving. We might have set goals to get somewhere, but once we got there, did we just kind of plateau and stay right there, or are we continuing to improve and progress? As long as, man, if you can do today just a little bit better than yesterday, bite-sized pieces. That's the big thing about it. A lot of people picture this, what seems just like an unreachable goal because of where you're at right now. You can't look at the top of the building, Look at the next floor, right? And each day you work on something else to improve, and soon enough you're going to be able to see the top of the building,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot like a lot of attention on mindset. I know from experience you're probably one of the most positive people I've met in my life. So I'm sure that goes a lot into the sales and stuff, where you're actually passionate about your job, and it's not something like you dread doing the work or whatever. Some people might hate that part of it, but I hear just with the consistency and the setting of the goals and, always wanting to reach higher, it sounds a lot like mindset. Does that tie into it as well?
100,000%. Mindset's everything. It is absolutely everything. The way we look at a situation, the way I look at a situation versus the way you look at a situation could be on, polar opposite spectrums, and mindset is going to have everything to do with that. Glass half empty, glass half full. Mindset is so big. And one of the things about it is, we don't have much control of, how we come into this world and how our minds are molded. We just kind of have to let the course take its path. And then, so you're born, and you're going to be, your mind's going to be kind of fabricated to your environment, everything you go through at your young ages. And those are where your core beliefs are going to get created, and then you're going to be released at a young age with these core beliefs that are just instilled. They're there. At that point, no matter what those beliefs are, it's really important for you to be open to different ideas. Be open to different ideas, and be open to try new things, even though this is the way you always knew it. You know, you gotta have that open mind. I think, and that's the key. That's the key to a good mindset, is opening the mind to even believe in a different way. But yeah, mindset is everything. And it will be a continuous battle. Even I think I'm in love with my mind. I really am. I love the way I can look at different situations, and even if I might be thrown off or perplexed for a minute, if I just step back, take a look at what's going on, see the silver lining. There's always one. Find that, and then focus on that. Focus on the solution, and focus on the challenge. Embrace the challenge rather than getting down on yourself about the initial what you thought was a problem. That's how you change the game.
Yeah. How has that developed your relationship with Jesus?
Yeah, that's man, it goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand, because one of the big things that I've taken out of the Bible and my time at church, and is one of Jesus's main messages is do not worry. Right? It's mentioned so many times in the Bible. I don't know the number, but I know it's repeated. It's heavy, and that's a mindset. Worry is a negative, low energy mindset. So just taking Jesus's message, do not worry, and applying it to your mental shaping your own mindset, not worrying. If you keep that there, not having to worry, you're already doing better than probably 99% of the population, in your headspace. Not only that, worry. I like to say this, and I don't know where I heard it, but I don't want to take full credit. But worrying is like praying for the absolute worst possible outcome. That's isn't that strong? Isn't that powerful?
Yeah.
Because essentially that's what you're doing. That's all you're thinking about. That's the message you're sending. You're worried. You're putting yourself into a low energy space, just thinking these false thoughts, false events in your head, just worrying about stuff that you don't even know if it's possible that could happen, but your mind found a way to see it, and it's got you acting weird, right? It's got you acting weird because you're worried for no reason,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are some examples of combating worry practically for yourself? When you see it creeping in.
I've got like a switch now. I've got this mental switch. So worry doesn't even really get to knock on the door, Now I will say, a little anxiety. Sometimes it'll get to me.
What's the difference for you? What's the difference between worry and anxiety?
So, look, I think, worry, I guess they're actually, now looking at it, they're pretty similar. They are pretty similar. Man, maybe it's just been so long since I dealt with worry. I don't. When I think worry, I feel like I don't know. Maybe those are too close to decipher.
Well, I know for myself, you can. I can worry about something as in like I don't have faith this thing will work out. Where anxiety, I'm like overly focusing on details because to me there's a difference between being like anxious about something or you want something to go so well or you know what I'm saying. Does that make sense? Like worry, like I kind of don't think this is gonna work out, and anxiety is kind of like I'm trying my best to make this. I want to make sure I hit every little.
Okay. So you'd say worry is the thought, anxiety is the action that backs up the thought?
Yeah, I guess so. I was just thinking like as far as like mindset goes, worry is a more of a negative thing on me. Whereas like I can be anxious
And it not be negative?
And it not necessarily be negative. I'm just like kind of just going over things in my head a whole bunch, trying to make sure, if that makes sense. Like I want to do a good job, or I want to do something all the way. And so I'm like going over all the details, and I might run through those details a little more than I would on an average day or whatever. And just because I want to make sure I'm trying to hit everything, whereas like, to me, I'm just saying like worry is like, I don't know if it's going to work out or kind of something like that.
Yeah.
To me, it's just a different thing, but you can have anxiety in a negative way too.
Yeah. Alan, can you do me a favor and look up the definitions of the difference, just from a intellectual, like, we got it at our fingertips. Let's see what it says. Definition of worry and definition of anxiety.
Yep. Anxiety.
I was just thinking about that song.
Worry is a state of mental distress, unease, or anxiety caused by the anticipation of problems, dangers, or future outcomes. Anxiety is an emotional state characterized by feelings of unease, worry, and fear.
So
There
pretty
we
much
go.
the same.
That's why I was stumped. You threw me a curveball. What's the difference between an apple and an apple?
Yeah. One's green, one's red. Okay. So, worry, anxiety, same thing here. And you've really just kind of combated against one of those or both of those, one and the same, by just not giving it any real estate in your mind.
Right. Well, it'll show up. It's just how quick can you send it on its way?
Yeah.
And one, and man, here's the thing. It'll get you early. Like so. I have a practice that I do well, first off, before I go to sleep, I have a conversation with God, and then I just kind of marinate on my things I'm grateful for, and here's the thing, this isn't just a routine with words that I run through my head, because if you get to there, that like you're on autopilot. You're not putting any heart, putting any real meaning or intention in the things you're grateful for, and that means everything. This isn't a cheat code. You can't just read a script and have improvement. Like, you got to feel it. You got to feel it and truly believe what you're saying. So what I do, I will. And as I'm going to sleep, I'll just run through my head, just thinking of the things that I'm truly grateful for. And the first one is this exact moment. This exact moment, me, roof over my head, laying in a comfortable bed, being able to sit here and marinate on the things that I'm grateful for, like that's number one, right? And then just, good health, a good mindset, good relationship with God, just good family, good friends, good opportunities ahead of me. Improvements in my life. Thankful to be able to have the willpower and discipline to make improvements in my life, and being grateful for the results. And that's so I'll do that, which puts it puts you in such a good energy as you're drifting off to sleep. It's like I feel like I just got to plug the charger in real quick before I fell asleep, and then when it comes time to wake up. Our minds they're fresh again. They can you open those eyes up and it's either hard right or hard left, right? You never know which way you're gonna go, and a lot of times, I as a busy sales guy, I'll immediately start thinking about oh my God, am I gonna be able to get that truck ready by Friday? But I gotta be like, whoa, pump the brakes, and just clear it. Like not necessarily
ignore it.
Yeah, not ignore it, but look, I just let's get back to that gratitude. Let's get back in that grateful energy. Shut the chatter down. Think again, man. What a great day to be alive, right? What a day to be alive. Thankful for this morning, my family, the shelter, God, my work, the opportunities that I'm going to have, the future that I can build on, and the people in my life, just get, and just as I said it right there, just feel that warm energy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the game changer. It really is a game changer. But I'll get in that zone before I get out of the bed, and then go on with my day. And I'm very, very serious about, at least the first 30 minutes, just being, just me and peace. Right. So that's one of the things that I do to battle that.
Yeah. That's money. Yeah. I think one thing that, I can relate with that is like, sometimes I'll get just life tasks that will become overwhelming, where it's like, how in the world am I going to get all this done? And I think one thing that always helps me in those moments is taking a step back, like you mentioned, but then also thinking through of like, hey, look at my resume. Like, look at my past of what I was able to accomplish. Like, have I ever been into a situation where, like, in my world, I'm in construction, so it's like, is there ever been a project that hasn't been completed?
Right.
Like,
right.
And it's like, nah. Has it ever been a moment where the tasks that I had in front of me were it was impossible to finish or accomplish, and then it's like, no, there hasn't been really. I mean, like, there's things that get delayed, and things, just life that is completely out of my control. But at the end of the day, the resume shows me it's like, no, I mean, most of the time I see it through, and I'm able to accomplish whatever it needs to be done. So, like, take a breath, and then, like you said, don't look at the top of the building, go to the next floor, so it's like one step at a time, and so what's my next thing on the list? Let me scratch that thing off, and then when it's done, go to the next,
That's right.
But recognizing that there's history there, there's 20 years of waking up and getting after it, and God's shown me the way every time, and so why doubt, why worry, or why be anxious, like, it's in front of me. The resume is speaks for itself. Like, I don't have to reinvent the wheel, of coming up with like this new way to do something. It's like, not that you want to, not improve and innovate and get better and more efficient, or hone your craft, like that. I'm with you. Like, that never stops. I think that goes with us till the day we die. I think you got to keep that mindset of like, there's always room for improvement.
Oh, yeah.
And so, but with that said, there's also a resume of pursuing through that and learning, and so don't let it overwhelm you, you know.
Oh yeah. Not only that, I'm sure if you looked at that resume and you would be able to look at those years and just immediately know the improvements that you made on that resume, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's. I mean, for me, I mean, when I think back, it's like the Jesus' resume is showing up in my life and really answering prayers and working through situations is unreal. So it's like always, whenever I get to worrying about something, I remember that, you know, I've never been alone. He's always been there. He's always, like you said, it's like you always, there's always moving forward from something, you know, this isn't the final spot. So I know for me, just remembering those dark times keeps me in a definitely in a space of gratitude and just moving forward with things and knowing, like, you know, I can get through this, you know.
Oh yeah. It's like not necessarily dwelling on the tough times, but letting it be a sign of, like, bro, you remember this?
But I remember.
You know what
I don't
mean?
dwell on it, but I remember.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things. I mean, it keeps things in perspective, really, because, you know, when you're at the bottom and you live without certain things, then as you come up, it's like some of that stuff is like, you know, doesn't mean as much as you think it would, because, you know, I don't know. There's just a deeper gratification for life in general. When you go from not having nothing, you know, and just going through a hard time, it's like when you start to come out of that, it just kind of makes me see the world a little differently. I think if I would have never tasted that sting of defeat, you know.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Here's something interesting you can try, and I do this occasionally, just because it feels good. But think about your young self, right? Little Murphy, right? Little 6-7-year-old little Murphy.
Yeah.
And think about what he would see and what he would think if he got to see you right now, for one, right? Like what is he thinking there? But not only that, what do you think he thought when he saw you at your lowest? You know what I mean? Like, and you're gonna see, you're painting the picture. It's like, you know, right now he is so happy, right? He's like, that's my man, that's my guy. Look what I'm doing. Look what I did.
Yeah.
But that'll let you, just being able to kind of relate your old self, your young self, didn't know anything self, with where you've made it now versus the old self, with, you know, maybe when you weren't at your best, you know. Yeah. He's disappointed right there, right? He's like, that's what I'm gonna do, you know. It's a nice little exercise I like to do.
Yeah, that's good. What lessons are Jesus teaching you right now?
Right now, man, I would say, I would say, just the importance of really putting him first, and not just saying it, you know, but actually he's teaching me how to sacrifice time that, you know, that I put into work out over, you know, over fear of loss, right? And letting me know that if I put him first, he's going to take care of the rest, you know. That's a big one, and it's always been, that was something I really couldn't let happen until pretty recently. I had a health scare I ended up in which Murphy, you know about this, but I was getting ready for a big trucking show in Kentucky. It's called MATS. It's the Mid America Trucking Show, and it's the largest trucking show in North America. Huge place. It's in Louisville, Kentucky. So this was at the end of March. This show was. So I live in Tampa. I was getting some things ready last minute. I've got a flight Wednesday to get to Louisville, and it's Tuesday. I'm running across the bridge from Tampa to St. Pete to go pick up some of my marketing stuff, some new business cards, some banners, things like that. Just getting ready for the show. This is the first time I'm going to MADS. I've heard a lot about it, and this year is really the first time I've really started exploring different trucking shows and getting out there for exposure, networking, meeting people, and trying to create new opportunities, right? So at the Florida trucking show, the trucking show that I went to in February, just everyone was like, this is fun, this is good, but you got to go to MATS. So I had made it a priority. I'm going to MATS. I'm going to check this thing out. But that Tuesday before the flight Wednesday, I went to pick up some marketing materials. Some really good friends of mine. They do signs, banners. They helped me create my logo, the design, all that good stuff. But went over there to their shop and went to go pick up the stuff. And there was a sign. Let me warn you, there was a sign up, and there was a barrier that said, we got dogs up here. Yell at us. We'll come get you, something along those lines. Or maybe even, it might have said beware of dog too. It might have said that. I didn't see that far. Okay. But I walk over there and I see the sign. So I'm like, hello. And, they knew my voice. So they're like, coming over there. And I see these 2 doggies coming over to the gate. And I reached over and hold my hand out. And it's such a cute dog and such a sweet dog. It was in God's plan. Okay, let's just put it that way. That was gonna happen. But it bit me. The dog bit me right on the hand. You can barely see it now, but I got bit, and it was my fault. But end up cleaning it out real quick. End up holding a paper towel to get the bleeding to stop, and it didn't look bad, guys. You would have laughed at it that I'm even telling the story if it didn't get worse. But so I just got bit. Did get my new cards, got my new banners. That's exciting. Still going to MATS the next day. End up getting everything ready. Flying out Wednesday. We're all good to go. Day one of the trucking show is Thursday. I get there. I get my buddy JC, and that's not Jesus Christ. This is JC. He helps me with content. We'll go to trucking shows. He'll help me get content and stuff. He's just a great guy and man, great brother in Christ too. So shout out to JC for sticking with me through this next part. So we end up Thursday. We end up hitting day one of the trucking show, and my hand is in pain. There's some pain. Not really swelling, and it doesn't look bad, but there's some pain and it's uncomfortable. I'm thinking, maybe it's just a bad bruise or something. End up kind of scoping out day one just to see it's huge. I'm not sure the exact square footage of this event, but it was a huge facility. There were thousands and thousands of vendors, so there was a lot going on. A lot of trucks, a lot of people, a lot of vendors. I'm walking around meeting some people, and every handshake, it was hurting. y'all, it was hurting. I'm a handshaker. I like shaking hands, so I'm still just pushing it through every time I'm shaking a hand. I'm like, oh, about wanting to cry, and so finally,
Just switched up to the fist bump.
right. Well, you can't do that. Yeah. Like, all right, well, we won't be doing any deals. Dropping all this knowledge on them, and then nice to meet you. Put it here, buddy. But so we scope out the event. We have a good time, and we've lined up some podcasts. That podcast didn't go through. If it did, that would have been my first podcast. This is now my first podcast.
Hey.
So maybe that's why. I don't know. Maybe that's why I got bit by the dog. Anyway, we end up scoping it out. My hands there's a lot of pain there. Go home. We actually, we did do some networking. We didn't stay out too late, but meeting different people in the industry, having a good time. End up going back to the Airbnb, and man, my hand hurts pretty good now. I end up getting some bags of ice and kind of just icing it up for the night and sleeping like that, and it soothed the pain. So I thought we were good. I woke up in the morning, and I couldn't close my hand. It was just red. It was sweaty. My hand got infected. It was no doubt about it. It was infected. I call my mom. I tell her about it. My mom's an RN. So she, I tell her when I think there's a problem, and she, she'll confirm it or not.
Yeah.
So she helped me book an appointment at urgent care. But we had some good infection rolling in the hand. The urgent care ended up giving me some painkillers. Thank God. I really needed those guys. Man, and they worked. They also gave me a tetanus shot, and they gave me some oral antibiotics. So I take them, and I think, hey, we're good. We're gonna save the day. We're gonna be good. So we end up actually missing a lot of the show because I didn't get the prescription filled till 2 p.m. or so, something like that. I still end up hanging out with some good fleet owners that I was meeting up there, got dinner with them and stuff. Went out on the town. Didn't drink. I didn't drink when I was out. I had some non-alcoholic Heinekens, but I was antibiotics, no drinking. We're definitely not doing anything like that. It's late at night, guys. Actually, let me back it up. It looked like my hand was doing better. It felt better because I had taken the painkillers, but even it seemed like the antibiotics were helping. It looked like the puffiness went down, the redness went down. I was like, all right, we're gonna be okay. And it was about 1 a.m. I'm still out and about with these fleet owners. Truck guys are crazy. Good people, fun time, but they're wild. I walk into the bathroom at this bar that we're at, and I look down at my hand, and I'm like, oh goodness! It looked like one of those hospital gloves. It looked like someone filled it up with water. Like it was not good, and I didn't notice it just looking down at my hand. And I was wearing a long sleeve shirt, but then when I saw myself sometimes you just need a different perspective, right? I needed to see my hand through that mirror to realize that ain't right. You're walking around with a water balloon at the bottom of your arm, like you need to get that checked out. So I walked back over to the table, and I was like, I got to get an injection. I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works, but I'm like, this ain't getting any better, and I'm scared. I'm scared for it. I need to get to the ER. I need to get an injection. We got to do something fast. And JC sees me. He's like, "Oh, what's going on?" You know, he's
Like,
yeah.
that.
Come with me. But yeah, so I tell my buddy Philip, he's one of the fleet owners. He's kind of paying for the night at this point. Which I'm a cheap date. I wasn't, told you I was not drinking. So I was like, "Hey Philip, I appreciate everything. It's been a good time, but I gotta get some kind of injection. I gotta get to the hospital." He's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Do you want to take the?" He's got a really cool electric Hummer. Those are crazy. Different story, different day. But JC was like, "I'll drive you to the hospital." So we got keys to the Hummer. We got JC. Let's get and go. So we went to. We actually plugged in one ER, and it's like some kind of. It said chest pains on the sign. So I was like, maybe let's not go there because I don't have any chest pains. I don't know what that means. But right across the other side is University of Louisville Hospital, and there's also an emergency room. So I'm like, let's go there. Go there. It doesn't say anything about chest pain. I think they're gonna be good for everything. We get inside. Get inside the ER. It's probably about 2 a.m. and I walk right up to the. Here's the thing. It's now Saturday about 2 a.m. We have a return flight to Tampa that I think departs 5:55, or maybe I don't know. I think it's a 5:55 flight, so boarding's probably even earlier. So what's in my mind, and this is all important because all I'm thinking about, I'm not even thinking about my life. Like I'm not thinking like that I'm gonna die. What I'm thinking about is how quick can I get in and out of this ER?
Mm-hmm. Get your injection and go.
That's how stupid am I? How stupid am I? So I walk up and I'm like, so I know that I've got an infection. I've had oral antibiotics earlier, a tetanus shot. And that was actually at a University of Louisville urgent care. So the lady at the desk is doing her normal thing. All right, here, fill this out. Let's process it. I was like, is there any way before I do any of this, is there any way I can get an idea of how soon I'll be seen once I fill this out? Because I'm really trying to get some answers here. So she's like, well, you need to talk to my boss. She points across the room. And I hold up my hand, like this. So JC helps me fill out all the intake papers and the ER papers and whatnot. And they have, like, these people were amazing. I cannot say it enough. Just even dealing with me and my I don't know how I was acting, but I felt like it was important that I got taken care of, and I got on my flight at 5:55 so I can get back to Tampa. That was all that I was thinking. And then they end up putting me in a little side room or a little exam room, so never had to wait. Walked me straight in there. They got a doctor in the room to talk to me within 15 minutes of being in the ER. Nice. So I don't know if y'all been to the ER, but that is fast. Within 15 minutes, he started checking me out, and he was. So, just so you guys know what happened, my hand was swollen up. The lymph nodes on the top of my hand were overwhelmed. So what happens is that infection has to go somewhere. So it started backtracking up my arm. So you saw red streaks, and what it was lymphangitis. No. Lymphangitis. Yes. lymphangitis. That is what it's called. Okay. But yeah, so lymphangitis had formed. So you saw red streaks, and they made it all the way to my bicep. And what happens is once they go here, there's another layer of protection. There's more lymph nodes right here, but once it goes here, then it's heart. Once that's in your heart, that is a whole new whole new scenario. Odds are much different, and it's just not a good thing for anyone. That's what they call sepsis. So that can be scary. That can scare you straight. That right there. But the doctor saw it, and he was concerned, since I was on antibiotics, that maybe this was an allergic reaction and not just the infection overwhelming. So he checked the rest of my body, but if it was allergic reaction, you'd have those signs everywhere else too, not just local to the bite. He wanted to. Here's God in the work. Here's God working right here. This hospital just so happens to be a world-renowned hand surgery hospital. Like, what? Are you serious? Okay, I'll take that. That's great news for what's going on. You know?
Good decision walking away from the chest pain sign.
Right. Exactly. So, wait. Oh man, I just lost that thought. Oh, world-renowned hand surgery hospital always has a hand surgeon on duty, no matter what. I was like, well, that's great. That means you have someone now. And they did. This hand surgeon was great. And once you're so smart and know your stuff so well, you don't, or maybe you just don't have a whole lot of social skills, or you don't care for them. You're just like, the work, straight into work. He came in and just laid it down. He's like, brother, you've got some serious infection going on. We need to get busy. Like he was talking all the medical, lingo, and I don't know a whole lot of it, but what he was saying is like, I cannot, cause I'm still thinking about my flight, guys. Like, I'm like, okay, I know infection bad. Can I get some injections? What, and he's like, what we need to do, you do not need to be worried about your flight. We need you for at least 12 to 36 hours. We're gonna start pumping the big guns in you. Which is, IV therapy with antibiotics. So, big stuff. Basically what he said, he's the one that was like, this is lymphangitis, and it's bad. It's going, we need to stop it, like, I'm like, let's do that. Let's do that. I'm not worried about my flight. And JC's in there with me. He's like, I'm staying too. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, man. That was emotional. Cause I wasn't paying him to be my aide, but he did. He hunkered down and he stayed with me through the hospital. But what the surgeon was saying, because I told him I was on oral antibiotics, he's like, oral antibiotics, we were past that. He's like, he said it's like throwing rocks at a freight train. That's what you're doing. It's like, we need the big guns. And like when he started talking to me, I was just like, let's do it. I'm ready. Let's get rolling. And so they had a IV rig hooked up to me probably within 30 minutes of being in the ER. They had me in a side room with less than an hour, and I think they also had me in an actual room and no more than an hour. And just God was working in every one of those people. And there's just no doubt in my mind, just how everything was just working out. Everything was just working out. it's undeniable. And I know you guys know you've had these. I know you've had the experience. It is undeniable. You just know without a doubt that God just worked in your life, and what He did was taught me to let go of, or surrender time. He wanted me to surrender time, because I'm always trying to control every aspect of how the day's going to go and what's going to happen. And I need to let go and let God have a little more of that control. At the end of the day, it's God's plan. It doesn't matter if I have plans and God has plans. His are going to overpower mine every time. It doesn't matter. So I need to learn to let Him.
Yep.
So that was a big thing for me. God in that hospital worked. Oh man, worked so well for me. They ended up getting me in that room, pumping the big guns, or the IV antibiotics, and so I was discharged from that hospital, 100% to go, like 3 p.m. Sunday. So I show up at the hospital Saturday about 2 a.m. I'm out Sunday 3 p.m. and I am a changed man forever. Like just He was so evident, y'all. Like just the dog bite, the flight, Louisville being the location, University of Louisville Hospital being a world-renowned hand surgery hospital, my flight being at 5:55 a.m. No, it's not, buddy. It's one of those undeniable events in my life and it pivoted. It literally pivoted me after that. I was like, I'm not in control, Lord. You showed me, and touche, good job. Big things there. And that was, man, what's wild is for someone that almost died, guys, it could have been bad. If I didn't have the personality that I have and want to continue to network, even though I'm in pain, if I would have went home and like, hey, I'm gonna sleep this thing off, I wouldn't have been in the bathroom to notice how bad my hand looked, and I would have been on painkillers, so I wouldn't have felt it. So there's no telling, Yeah. There's no telling what could have happened if I just took it easy and slept it off. Might have woke up with no arm. I don't know. I don't know. But just so many things had to happen perfectly, and they nothing short of God's plan.
Yeah. That's good, man. That's good. Lessons of you think you're in control, but you're not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
As soon as that's when you'll learn too. As soon as you think you are, he'll show you.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Yeah, man, for sure. You got baptized shortly after that too, right?
I sure did. So JC, my buddy, I love JC, great guy. He does a lot. He not only does he help me with content at trucking shows and stuff, he also helped me develop and build my sales funnel, my CRM, a lot of automations that I have, a lot of different workflows. He's a big part of my whole sales process today. But so for a long time we were doing calls every Saturday morning about 7 a.m. And that's just to sharpen the iron, in the CRM. Excuse me. Work on different workflows, just ways we can improve different things. Like that's what it was for. But he convinced me to take or join a men's group, and it's called the Freedom Group by Journey Church. If y'all ever heard of it,
Mm.
it's very. I'm sure. I'll tell you guys a little bit about it after this podcast. But it was really cool. Basically, it's a men's Bible study group. We'd meet online every Sunday at 5 p.m. It's about an hour and a half call. So we did that for 12 weeks, and it just ended with the conference in Lake Worth, and that's where I ended up getting baptized. Just so all that, you know, I had been actively in those calls, you know, every Sunday when the bite happened, you know, like so I had that going on one side, and to be honest, the week that the infection happened and everything, the Sunday, yeah, that Sunday before the dog bite Tuesday, we were talking about surrendering to God. Like that was the message. And, you know, we'll go around and like, Drew, what do you think? Some things you need to work on surrendering. And no joke, guys, I was like, I need to work on surrendering my time and my plans to God. And boy, did he take them, you know? But yeah, so we had a freedom group. It's about, I don't know, six or seven guys and a couple leaders. And we'd have these calls every week. We've got a workbook to read through and answer questions, activities, and then we share as a group. And then also, you know, discuss anything we need prayers for, thoughts for, advice on, all kinds of stuff. But at the end of that was the conference, and you know, it started Friday. Went to the Friday session, and there was session Saturday. And they were like, you know, toward the end of the event, they were like, we're going to be we're going to have baptisms tomorrow. And I was like, done. Like, no hesitation. That's for me. Like, let me get in that water. It was just so many things have been going on. I'm like, man, you're pivoting, you're changing, you're growing, you're walking closer to God than you have in a while since that scare. So why not bathe? Right? Why not bathe and proclaim? And that here we are, you know. But it's been a very, very, very exciting journey. And man, that was a good baptism. That was a good one.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. Super appreciative that you made the time to come on. Especially living down in Tampa. I know it took some coordinating. Been trying to get you on for a minute, but God's timing, right? So
That's right.
yeah, man. Super proud of all you've accomplished for real. And especially hearing this story. I mean, glad you made it out. You know,
Survivor.
still here kicking.
Oh yeah. No, you and me both. You and me both. What's wild is like I'm really thankful for all the events that played out to get here. You know, like a less developed Drew would have been, you know, still upset and probably had hard feelings toward the whole bite situation, and ended up in the hospital and missing the truck show that I've been so amped, but not at all. Like I'm actually great. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I got bit by the dog. I wouldn't change anything that happened, in the way that they played out. Like it is part of the journey, part of the development, and I'm embracing it. You know, that's a big part of me. And when you can look back and see that, like, you are appreciative, you're like, who are you? You know, who are you becoming? You know, good for you, brother. So.
Heck yeah. Well, like I said, I appreciate you coming on. You got any closing statements or anything you'd like to leave with people listening?
Sure. I think so. I would. Everyone's out there struggling. No matter what, you know. you may think someone's all good just because they're making a lot of money. A lot of times those guys have bigger problems, even bigger problems. You know, they just maybe don't let it affect them as much. What I would say is just, man, whatever you're trying to accomplish, or whatever you're trying to improve, or whoever you're trying to become, just take a step back and visualize that person. Visualize that person after they've already accomplished what you're trying to accomplish, and really diagnose it and ask yourself what they did. You know, what did they do to get there? Because that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to make those changes, and you don't have to do them all at once. Work on one piece at a time, just like we were saying earlier. One piece at a time to improve, and keep that momentum, keep the progress growing. Don't become stagnant, and you are going to be there. You will. It has to happen. It's the way it works.
Yeah. Solid. Sure. Jeremy, you got any closing statements?
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on, sharing a little bit of who you are and where you're at and what you're learning and how you've grown. You know, it's always good. It's what I, speaking for myself, it's what I enjoy the most about the podcast is just hearing other perspectives, and my hope is those perspectives that are shared can make an impact on somebody. And I firmly believe that the Holy Spirit can use, our each individual experiences to help be used as a tool, to push or encourage or to build up or, some form of positivity on God's side of saying, hey, look, we're all connected and we're working toward Him. So thanks, man.
Yeah. No, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
It was, I think this is a great opportunity, and I enjoyed talking to you guys. And I hope people out there can get something out of it, and it helps them with whatever they're working on.
Yeah.
Now, if I was in the market to buy a truck, how could I get in touch with you?
So you can go to freightlinerguy.com. You can check us out on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, or you can call 813-723-4844. And that's freightlinerguy.com. I'm here for you. New, used Western Stars, Freightliners, dump trucks, sleepers, box trucks, you name it.
Let's go.
We got it.
Nice. 100%. All right, man. Well, like I always, y'all can reach out to us at Masculine Revolution on Facebook. Until next time.
Join the family.
Yes, sir.